Anti-aging during the past year has become a much more complicated subject. It used to be that all you needed was a sunscreen and a good anti-aging product to stimulate new collagen. This year there's been an explosion of new products. Which ones work, which ones don't work, which ones are unproven, and which ones work better than others. In an effort to answer these questions for my patients, I prepared several brochures which you can take with you today. One of them is called Anti-Aging Ingredients 2004, which goes through many of the things I'm going to talk about over the next few moments. In addition to that, I prepared 3 plans focused on different types of anti-aging problems. Plan A is an anti-aging plan, an overall one for individuals with skin that does not get easily irritated. Plan B is an overall anti-aging program for people with sensitive skin that get irritated more easily. And Plan C is a program for people whose main focus is fading, age spots, and discoloration. In order to put together a good anti-aging program, there's now several things you want to try to achieve. First of all, you need a good sunscreen. And by a good sunscreen, we want one that blocks the very top end of the ultraviolet A spectrum, so-called UVA1, that even most of the broad spectrum UVA, UVB sunblocks do not block. Those are the rays of the sun that cause age spots and wrinkles, so we wish to block those. The second thing you need is a good antioxidant, and by a good antioxidant I mean something that will prevent damage from the sun that does get through your sunblock and from the elements. Many antioxidants are unproven, and there are a ton of these on the bestseller list. It is my feeling that you really need to stay to things that are proven. There's enough things proven out there. Later on, if there's evidence to support some of these newer ingredients, then use them. But for now, stay with something proven. The third thing that you need is a good overall anti-aging ingredient that stimulates new collagen and hopefully causes some fading as well of discoloration. The fourth thing that's needed is an exfoliant, something that will exfoliate off the dead layers of skin because skin looks younger when that occurs. The fifth thing that you need is something that improves barrier function. This is a relatively new concept, but we realize a healthy skin barrier looks younger. So something that heals the skin and helps the barrier remain intact is useful in a good anti-aging program. All of these things are necessary to really achieve an optimal anti-aging program. We've become much more sophisticated in the past year. Let's go through each of these individually. First of all, sunscreens. The best UVA sunscreens out there are ones that cover the top end of the ultraviolet A spectrum. The ingredient that's in the cosmetic counters the most is one called avobenzone, which is a very good ingredient. The problem is it only lasts a couple hours. So it's good if you're going to put it into a beach sunscreen, but if you're going to put it into an all-day cosmetic, by the time you really need it during the middle of the day, it's already gone. The best ingredient sold in the United States right now is very finely ground up zinc oxide, which provides a very good barrier. It can be put very elegantly into a light daytime moisturizer, will last all day long, but when you try to put this into a waterproof beach sunscreen, you look like Michael Jackson. Not a good thing. So basically, we use this ingredient mostly in all-day moisturizers, and the ones we have in our office have enough to do you some good, where a lot of times the ones in the drugstore, it's put in tiny amounts as a gimmick. The greatest anti-aging sunscreen ever invented is not yet sold in the United States. It's called Mexerol, which will provide all the benefits of zinc oxide, but also be able to be waterproof and to provide better protection against both UVA and UVB than we've ever had before. Recently, we were able to attain a product that's sold in Canada and are selling it now in our office, which we've made part of some of our anti-aging plans. The second type of ingredient you wish to have in an anti-aging program are antioxidants. This is where there's been a huge explosion of unproven ingredients. The best 2 proven ingredients out there still are vitamin E and vitamin C, but they have to be the right form to do you some good. In the case of vitamin C, only L-ascorbate will do any good in the skin. Many products are out there with vitamin C esters, but the body doesn't have enzymes in the skin to break this down to the active form of vitamin C. In the case of vitamin E, there are 32 different chemical forms of vitamin E, and only one of them, D-alpha tocopherol, has any activity against aging in the skin. And you need quite a bit of that in a product to do you some good. When you buy vitamin E in the store, you're typically getting a mixture of all 32 forms, 31 of which are active, and not a high enough percentage to do you any good. There are newer antioxidants such as green tea polyphenols and soy isoflavones to keep an eye on, but until there's evidence that they're better, I'm sticking with vitamin C and vitamin E. In the terms of anti-aging products that stimulate new collagen, the best overall anti-aging product in 2004 is a product called Avage, which is similar to Retin-A, but in multi-center trials has done much better in terms of fine lines and in terms of fading. Avage has to be treated very carefully because it's irritating. It needs to be started every other night at first and put in an extremely thin coat to avoid irritation. The eye area should be avoided, and it will not work as an ingredient for people with very sensitive skin. For people with very sensitive skin, I use a product called TNS Recovery Serum, which has effects that are very much like Retin-A but can be handled on normal skin and very sensitive skin, and can be used even around the eyes. I only use this in my sensitive skin program because there are certain things that it doesn't do that Retin-A does, such as fading and exfoliation, and other things have to be added to a sensitive skin regimen to cover those functions. For persons whose main purpose and goal is to decrease age spots and discolorations, I have invented a product called Vanish Cream, which we sell out of our office. The best fading product on the market today is a prescription product called Triluma, which unfortunately is very expensive and not covered by insurance plans. What Vanish Cream is a copy of Triluma, but better. Instead of 4% hydroquinone, the fading agent, in Triluma, we put 6% in our Vanish Cream, and we double the percentage of Retin-A, which is the other active ingredient in Triluma. This product also can be very irritating, and you also wish to start it every other night and put it on in a very thin coat. It also may not be tolerated by some people with sensitive skin. Our product we're able to put together much less expensively than Triluma, and it can be purchased from our office. However, unfortunately, to keep it stable, it needs to be kept in the refrigerator, which is sort of the price of admission. It's a great product. It's stronger and better than the name brand product, but it must be kept refrigerated. The fourth part of an anti-aging regimen is something that exfoliates. When using Avage or Vanish Cream, these products automatically exfoliate, but in the sensitive skin plan where we use TNS Recovery Serum, we need to add an old-fashioned alpha hydroxy acid product to add the exfoliation that these products do not provide. Finally, the latest concept in anti-aging is barrier repair. Olay did some studies on a vitamin B precursor, nicotinamide, and found that 4% nicotinamide did a very good job of healing damaged skin barriers. Unfortunately, in their anti-aging product, they only put 2% of the active ingredient in, and that probably isn't enough. Therefore, I invented another product that we call Ageless Toner, which is a simple rosewater and glycerin toner in which I've dissolved 4% nicotinamide. This product works very good at keeping the skin barrier function healthy and providing a good, normal-looking skin appearance. In addition to that, nicotinamide has been shown to be one of the few ingredients that actually can decrease pore size and decrease skin oiliness. So it's a very good addition to anti-aging programs. Hopefully this has been an interesting tour through the latest in anti-aging. When you leave today, feel free to take one of our brochures. The one you're looking at right now is Anti-Aging Ingredients 2004, and please feel free to take any of our anti-aging plans. Plan A for normal anti-aging, Plan B for sensitive skin, and Plan C for fading of age spots and other discoloration.